gentlemen, we welcome you again to the award-winning State Farm Arena here in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. This is Premier Boxing Champions, and this is Showtime Championship Boxing Countdown. Brought to you by Mayweather Promotions, GTD Promotions, TGB Promotions, and Showtime. This is the next attraction of the evening, a battle of the undefeated. 10 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring this bout will be Nelson Vasquez, Julie Letterman, and Nola Oliver. And in the ring, the man laying the law when the bell sounds, referee Brian Stutz. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing black, red, and yellow. He weighed in officially at an even 140 pounds. His professional record, 16 victories, no defeats, 9 of his victories coming by way of KO. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, presenting the undefeated Darwin. Pay the price. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the red and gold trimmed trunks. He weighed in officially at 139.5 pounds. His professional record, 17 victories, no defeats, 10 of his victories coming by way of KO. Fighting out of Baltimore, Maryland, presenting the undefeated Malik Iceman Hawkins. Once again, referee in charge, Brian Stutz, for instructions.
Boxers. All right, gentlemen, you've had your instructions. I want you to obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. These are good, and those are good. Touch them up. Let's have a good one.
All right, let's do this.
Malik Hawkins, Darwin Price, who is going to graduate to the next level and become a contender. Both men similar records, both men undefeated. The 23-year-old Malik Hawkins from Baltimore. Clearly a lot of Baltimore fanfare down here in Atlanta, due largely in part to Gervonta Davis. Darwin Price, originally from St. Louis, now training in Houston, Texas.
And what you want to look for early in this fight, Ray? Darwin Price's jab. It's a dominant weapon of these two fighters. If he can land it and land it effectively, he has a great chance of winning. The jab is the key for Price. But he's jabbing against a fighter who's taller than he is.
This is a fight, Steve, that could very well be a ShowBox main event or could be an opener to Showtime Championship Boxing, and we are getting it for free here on Showtime Championship Boxing Countdown Live. Don't forget, if you want to check out the triple header and don't have Showtime, go to Showtime.com to start your free trial now. That is a late holiday gift, compliments of the boss, Steven Espinoza.
A nice way to end the year. You know, in Asia, they often have very, very big shows, December 31st. We're not used to fights Christmas week in America, and this is a real treat.
And you see, Steve, that both men have been using their jab, and it's a feeling out process because it is evident that they respect each other. Hawkins, the aggressor, coming forward, trying to crowd Darwin Price.
Yeah, as advertised. Now, Price feels his advantage in this fight is his athleticism. And to give you an idea what kind of athlete Price is, he was a track scholarship athlete at Grambling State. And Hawkins feels his advantage, I'm an animal. He says, I'm an animal in the ring. That's a direct quote. And I'll just wear him down, and I'll take his heart.
Well, certain fighters or certain guys are almost bred to be prize fighters. Malik Hawkins feels he's in that lineage.
Well, I think he's He's eaten some jabs this round, and he's going to have to figure out a way to get past that jab. One way to beat a good jab is to jab with the jabber. And he's got the length and the height to do it.
But Price has been ducking underneath that jab and has been gaining success. Price trained under the guidance of Aaron Navarro, who is trainer to Miguel Flores, who just fought for the world title. Right hand that connected. Best punch of the round between either guy. That was from Darwin Price. But back comes Malik Hawkins with the right of his own.
Clearly Darwin Price's round, Ray.
A very good right hand. 15 seconds to go. Down goes Price. But that was a slip. And that ends the first. There is Aaron Navarro, the trainer of Darwin Price.
I want that jab, that popping jab working more, and I want you to feint a little bit more. Now, man, you're making a miss plumbing, but once you make a miss, you got to fire them up, son. When you're taking those angles, that step to the right's working, like we knew it would, but then you got to touch him up after you make a miss. See, they want him, I can hear him, they want him to stick close to you, so he's going to keep coming forward. You can walk him into whatever you want, and they say you got to stand.
And taking a look at some of the work, and there was, it looked like his feet got tangled up under the bottom rope, Steve.
Yeah, I think it was correctly ruled to slip.
And that was the end of the round. It looked like Price a little bit gingerly moving back, and I don't know if that was because he got his feet tangled up. Round number 2, this one is scheduled for 10. A matchup between two undefeated super lightweights who are trying to get closer to fighting for a world title. Ray Flores, the Hall of Famer Steve Farhood. Don't forget, in just over an hour, Showtime Championship Boxing, the triple header highlighted by Gervonta Davis trying to become a world champion in the lightweight division against Yuriokis Gamboa, the 3-division world champion and former Olympic gold medalist.
You know, a very interesting piece of strategy here. I heard Aaron Navarro say to his fighter, Darwin Price, when you move to the right, it's working. Well, yesterday at the fighter meeting, Hawkins told us he wants to make Price move to the right. So Price is doing what he wants to do, and that's exactly what Hawkins said he wants him to make him do. Very interesting to see who's more effective implementing their game plan.
Good right hand by Darwin Price that found its destination. Could it be, Steve, that Hawkins, or another right hand that got through the guard, and now Price is starting to come forward? His confidence is starting to grow, as we're seeing here in the second. But back comes Malik Hawkins with a big left hook to the body that caught the attention of Price.
And you know it did catch the attention of Price because the first thing he did was grab.
Hawkins. Ebb and flow action here in the second. Price landed a big right hand. Hawkins, moments later, landed a big left hook to the body.
And a very good sign for Hawkins that twice this round Price has initiated it, clinches.
A jab followed by the right hand for Darwin Price, but back comes Malik Hawkins. We mentioned, Steve, about does either fighter have plan B, plan C? We are going to see, I believe, a variety of different strategies implemented in this fight because it is so evenly matched.
Well, one of the things Price said to us yesterday, if I back Hawkins up, the fight's over. Now, he's not really trying to back him up right now, but if he can do it, he's going to do it with that, by starting with that big jab.
A jab followed by a right hand comes back for Price. Price did not fight in 2018. 3 fights here in 2019. All of them stoppages. Saw him in August, the victory over Aaron Herrera. A second-round TKO whitewash. And that was impressive because Herrera had gone the distance with Jesse Vargas.
That's right. I think it's safe to say that of these two, Darwin Price has faced the better opposition. Then again, he is 30 years old. He's had more opportunity.
And that ends the second. In the corner, Malik Hawkins, the trainer of Gervonta Davis, Calvin Ford.
Good. You just getting loose. Now look, you start to find that right hand.
Taking a look at the action from the second, Steve. There's that left hook to the body that caught the attention of Price.
Yeah, that was the best punch of that flurry. And you saw it came off a combination where it was not the first punch or the primary punch. Hawkins has to rage. He has to attack.
If you find your right hand nice, remember, I need you to take that walk, keep walking this way, okay? And keep this. Double that right hand up. After you take that step, you hit him with another one now. Right? He's too slow for him, so but hey, now step this way. Right?
What would you like to see more out of from Darwin Price, Steve?
Movement and the jab. I mean, it's what he does best. Even though he's at a little bit of a height disadvantage, I think that's his ticket to victory.
For Malik Hawkins, in order for him to be successful as the fight moves along?
Well, he needs to remain patient and remember that he has to apply consistent pressure. He said he would slip the jab with using different angles and head movement. He got hit by the jab a lot, Hawkins did in the first round, a little bit less in the second round.
Well, Hawkins is clear that he wants to cut off the ring, but back comes Darwin Price. Who is going to control the center of that ring, I think, is the story as the fight advances.
And it's to Price's advantage that this is a fairly large ring, about 20 feet, I'd say.
Hawkins aiming to pin Darwin Price against the ropes, but Price gets right back in the center of the ring. Double jab followed by a right that missed. Both of them partially blocked by Hawkins.
You know, both fighters throwing a lot of shots, a lot of them missing. And that's why focus is the key for any judge. You have to really determine what lands, what doesn't land. Just because a fighter is busy doesn't mean he should get the round.
Well, especially in this third round, Steve, there has been ebb and flow action. There have been moments of 3 to 4 seconds and another slip for Darwin Price, where Hawkins has been aggressive over the course of that 5 to 6 seconds. Then Price comes back with a double jab followed by a right. None of them really landing clean, so I think this round is still very much up for grabs.
Yeah, it'll be one in the second half, you're right. I've seen more missing this round than in the prior rounds.
Just goes to show you how well scouted both men are with one another. And Price looks over at Hawkins with the sign of disdain. I don't know what that scowl was. There's a jab followed by a right hand glancing blow for Darwin Price.
See, when they're at this distance and they're pretty far apart, Hawkins really needs to cut that distance down consistently, not just occasionally. Right now he looks a little confused to me.
And how you do that is by jabbing your way on the inside.
And it has to be consistent pressure from Hawkins. Then he at least has a chance to wear Price down.
There's a straight right hand moments ago for Darwin Price, and now Price is the aggressor and trying to put the pressure upon Malik Hawkins.
And remember what Price said. He was of the opinion that if he backs Hawkins up, the fight's over.
Price looking for his opening. He's coming off of a stoppage win over Breedis Prescott back in October in Houston. As round 3 will draw to a close.
We already got him doing something that he don't do. He's backing up, trying to box, trying to figure out. Now remember, if you're going to walk to him, that's cool. Feint him first or use the jab, because all he's trying to do is he's laying back, seeing if he can time you or something, because he can't get you walking.
Taking a look back at some of the action from the round, Steve.
Yeah, this is early in the round. You see Hawkins trying to be the aggressor. But later in the round, we saw a big change with Darwin Price backing Hawkins up. And you heard Aaron Navarro, Price's trainer, say he's letting you back him up. Just jab him, hit him first with the jab, and then follow to the body.
And also, Aaron Navarro mentioned a couple rounds earlier, Steve, that he wants to see Darwin Price throw more punches. He goes, look, you're going to make him miss, but also you have to make him pay for that.
Always the case, sure.
And we pointed out earlier, Steve, that Darwin Price, at least from a victory standpoint, has the more eye-catching victories. A good right hand from Malik Hawkins. Victories over Javante Starks and also Samaje Thomas. Both guys, as they were probably 7-8-0, Price handed them defeats.
Yeah, and I remember the Samaje fight. I don't think he was expected to win. I think he was the B-side.
No.
And you've called many of his fights.
Yes.
Right?
We've seen him around over the past several years now. He was obviously, because of an injury, took 2018 on, but it's good to see Darwin Price back in the ring now at 30 years of age. Do you think that Hawkins is waiting for that one punch? Being 23 years of age, getting this kind of exposure, fighting with your stablemate, that he's looking for that one big shot to try to alter this fight?
Well, he might be looking for one big shot, but he has to apply consistent pressure. I think he's a little frustrated right now. And, you know, we talked at the open of the show, Ray, about young fighters, both undefeated. Maybe they haven't faced much adversity. Well, at least strategically, I think Hawkins is facing adversity now. Let's see how he responds. He may need to find a way to crack the code here and change the dynamics of this fight.
Well, right now, Hawkins, he just came forward and he ate a right hand as he answered 2 steps forward and another big right hand. Best punch of the round for Darwin Price. 2 big right hands over the course of the past 15 seconds. Another one, chopping right hands for Darwin Price just over the midway mark of the 4th.
Hawkins not doing what he said he'd do. He said he'd slip the jab by moving his head side to side. Instead, he's wearing the earmuffs and giving Price free shots. Can't win rounds giving the opponent free shots.
Now, Darwin Price is starting to seize control of this fight here in the 4th. Another laser right hand followed by a right uppercut from the 30-year-old.
I would say this is Price's best round, Ray. Wouldn't you agree?
He's looking exceptional, but back comes
Whoa.
a right hand for Hawkins. He has Price stunned. That big shot landed, and Price might be in trouble.
And you said, do you think Hawkins is looking for the one shot? Well, he landed the one shot.
There we go. And Hawkins coming forward. Big right hand followed by a left. But back comes Darwin Price. This is exactly the kind of fight that we expected. 2 fighters trying to make a big statement before the year comes to a conclusion.
And Price right now doing a pretty good job of fighting Hawkins off.
But Price got buzzed, and he answered very well as we near the end of the 4th.
And if nothing else, Hawkins has shown Price that even if you're in control, I am still here and I am still dangerous.
Absolutely. And round 4 has come to a close. Best round of the fight thus far.
And a very interesting round to score, because clearly Hawkins landed the biggest shot of the fight, but other than that, Price dominated the round.
It all depends. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What do you score?
I scored 10-9 for Price. I thought he came back fairly well from that one punch and did enough the rest of the round to control it.
Take a look back on the action.
And it was clean shots like that when Hawkins was giving him free punches, and then the one shot, and you see that's a dance that Price did, clearly showing he was hurt from that right hand.
What do they call that? The stanky leg is what the young kids call it, Steve. He almost did a version of the stanky leg, did Darwin Price, but he remained upright.
Yeah.
And credit to him showing his chin and his beard.
And if he goes down, it's a 10-8 round the other way. Instead, he might have won that round.
From a confidence standpoint, what do you want to see more from Malik Hawkins? Because it's clear he was able to shake up Darwin Price, but can he start sooner is the question.
Well, that's it. He's got to start sooner. He's got to apply consistent pressure. Just because you landed the one shot doesn't mean it's automatic you're going to do it again. You know, you don't want to load up and wait for one shot. You never want to do that.
Well, it's almost like a baseball term. You would rather put the ball in play and see if you can get base runners aboard instead of trying for that one big home run swing.
Exactly. The home run hitters will tell you the home runs don't come when you're trying for them.
Just got to let the punches flow, and right now Darwin Price is going right back on the attack, sticking out that jab in the forehead of Malik Hawkins.
And at this junction of the fight, the key is Price's legs. If he can keep a distance by moving laterally, he's in control.
And a very good right hand that was set up from the jab. And now the legs. Oh my, a little bit of a leg injury. Price is getting teed off on by Malik Hawkins. It looks like Price has a leg injury, but Hawkins is taking control and is swarming Hawkins. Swarming Price.
Why isn't Price holding?
Price with his back on the ropes.
Why did the referee break them?
And he's saying there's a leg injury. Time is being called. Price can't move.
We saw this with Korobov. If the injury is self-inflicted, the fight should be over. If he can't continue, Hawkins wins by TKO. And right now, it doesn't look like he can continue. Doctor will look.
And the fight is over. And Malik Hawkins celebrating. It should be a victory for Malik Hawkins, which would be the biggest win of his young professional career.
What an ending, Ray. You just don't know in boxing. You don't know. I thought Price was in control of the fight. It'll be interesting to look at replays. You can see the pain he's in from the knee, but was he hit and then injured the knee, or did he injure the knee and then he got hit because he was injured? I don't know the answer to that.
And Steve, going back to a couple rounds ago, we saw that Price took a little more time to get back to his corner, not from punches, but because what we thought was some type of an issue with his legs.
You picked up on that right away, and boy, does that ring true now. Maybe that was the start of it. We can't speculate. You never want to do that with injuries, but you're right. He was moving, used the word gingerly. That's exactly what it was. He gingerly moved back to his corner. Maybe that was the start of it. We don't know.
But let's not shy away from the fact that Malik Hawkins dealt with adversity for the first time in his career and came out and flourished.
Well, you see, it looked as if Price just stumbled on his own. And then once he went back to this corner here, this neutral corner, he didn't have the ability to move or to hold.
I'm surprised he didn't hold, Steve. I know easier said than done.
Right. You'll see he'll try to. Well, the replay doesn't continue, but I think he eventually tried to, but it was a little bit too late.
Steve, I'll even go back to what I thought was the first round. If you remember when Price slipped underneath, he had his feet underneath the first rope and then he stumbled and went to the canvas. I wonder if the issue started from that moment on.
And let's remember, and you made light of it, you made note of it earlier in the fight, there was a whole year that went by with Darwin Price not fighting. Why? Because of a knee injury. It was his right knee. And that seems to be the knee that's bothering him now. So this could be a re-injury.
A big victory for Malik Hawkins, but also sad from the Darwin Price standpoint because round 4, we really started to see both guys heat up, Steve.
And we're going to take a look at it again. It just looks like a misstep that Price took. And now he's immobile. And he's a stationary target. The damage already has been done, and I don't think it was a case where Hawkins hit him and then Price was injured because of taking a step because of a punch. I think it seemed like it came in the natural flow of his movement.
It's one of those things, Steve, that the fight was starting to really marinate. It was starting to sizzle.
Yeah.
And we were starting to see both guys open up and have moments of success, and then we get that unfortunate injury.
Well, it's a unsatisfying way for the fight to end. We can only project how it might have continued, whether Hawkins would have had more moments. I had Price ahead fairly comfortably after the 4 completed rounds.
And now we'll send it down to get the official particulars. Here's Ralph Velez.
Ladies and gentlemen, official time, 1 minute, 18 seconds of round number 5. Referee Brian Stutz calls a halt to the bout. The fighter out of the red corner is unable to continue. Your winner by way of TKO from Baltimore, Maryland, and still undefeated, Malik Iceman Hawkins.
So Malik Hawkins remains undefeated, handing Darwin Price the first loss of his professional career. The 23-year-old coming out victorious to end his 2019 campaign.
Certainly not the way he thought he'd win.